I hope you all think this is as cool as I do. Mattel Electronics Baseball, a dedicated handheld game from 1978. I love basically everything about this. So as usual, let's start with the box. You have to appreciate this hand-painted art on all sides of the package. The back folds out with some specs. Comes with an on-off switch. Basically, it just tells you about each button that's on the thing and you don't need a TV to hook it up to. We have a styrofoam encasing on the inside, which of course holds the game. And there's also a manual in here. Here's the game, and I love how the field is inset into the thing with these stadium-style ridges coming up on the sides. But my favorite thing about this is how the whole thing functions with only LEDs and beeping sounds. Let's turn it on and see how it works. So to turn it on, you switch it on to 1 or 2. 2 is simply hard mode. And up here we have innings, outs, balls, and strikes. And if we hold the score button, it switches to visitors score. I don't know if you can see where it says visitors there. It's a little, there we go, visitors or home score. So right now it's 0-0. There's 2 digits. That's why there's 4 numbers right there showing 2 digits for each. And when you're ready, you press pitch, and the computer waits a random short amount of time. It then throws a pitch at a random speed. And sometimes it even throws little curveballs, as you might see. Do that, and then I'm going to press hit to try to time the hit correctly. So I missed that one. That's a strike. And then you hold run. That's where the ball went. So somewhere on the field, it will light up with an LED. That shows you where the ball goes. And you kind of have to judge what base you think you can get to before the computer sort of determines that the ball has been thrown to, the correct base. So you hold run as long as you want your guy to run. You let go once he gets to the base that you want him to stay on. So pitch. Okay, so that one was caught. That's what that means when it blinks like that. So that's an out. Okay, so they got the guy out on second. They did not get a double play. I believe they can. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. I can't really remember. Okay, so that was another out. And I think that's 3 outs for me. So now it's going to change over. It's still the first inning. We're back to 0 outs and all that. I am now playing as the other team. So you only play as the batting team. So I'm now the other team batting, and it just goes back and forth like that. So you play as both teams. You kind of just see how high of a score you can get. But, if you think about it, that also makes it pretty well suited for 2 players. If you want to just pass it back and forth and see who can get a higher score, that's kind of a fun way to do it. And that's kind of all there is to this. It's a surprisingly fun little game. And when you get a home run, which is possible, you kind of get a nice little LED celebration where all the lights sort of go crazy for a second, and it feels good. It's a nice little touch. But this is obviously not very advanced, but I love how they make this whole game out of, as I mentioned earlier, just LEDs and beeping sounds. It takes a lot of creativity, in my opinion. I guess that's arguable. You might not think so, but in my head, just the concept of making a baseball game, as rudimentary as it might be, making a baseball game out of just individual little lights and beeping sounds, that's impressive. It's creative. I just love it. So that's Mattel Electronics Baseball.